Just the randomness that goes on behind the scenes, right? Thank you, everyone, for being folks who are joining us here live. And if you get the recording, we appreciate you. We know you could be anywhere, and you decided to be here with us, so we do appreciate that. So what we're talking about today, Julie's going to lead majority of this conversation. Me and Margot are going to come in like here and there. Basically, what we're talking about is being super, super intentional for 2022. We know the last 2 years was rough, and some of you may look back and realize you don't have nothing to show for the past 2 years. Understand. So what we want to do is be super, super intentional. Hey there, beautiful she. We want to be super intentional. And just to remind you, we are doing the Driven Vision Walking in Fear January 16th. So we encourage you to come out. Link is in the description. And Julie's going to talk about goal setting. Margot's going to lead the vision board party. I'm going to talk about walking in fear in addition to online income. If you decide to join our VIP, you'll be with the round table. Wine is not required, but it is encouraged. So we'd love to see you there. So we're going to start off with Margot. Margot's going to tell you, hey there, ladies. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Makeda. Good to see you, love. Hey, ladies. So Margot's going to talk to you about our vision board party. If you haven't, if you didn't come last year, Margot's going to walk you through that and tell you what that will look like. It's on you, Margot.
Yes. Hey, y'all. It's Margot here. Super excited to be hosting this year's vision board event again. We did it last year. We had a really fantastic group of pretty awesome women from all over the world. And traditionally, whenever I do host vision board events, it's always in person, but the coronavirus is impeding that. So it's going to be really nice. Last year we had our playlist. We're bringing that back. I'm actually working on building our playlist right now. So if you guys have any really cool suggestions on any songs you want to hear, slide in my DMs. But basically, we're really going to focus on how we can actively reach our goals. I know Julie's going to be able to talk more in depth about that. But basically, our vision board event is creating a roadmap for what you want to accomplish this year. So last year, I did one. Of course, it was a digital one. That was my first time doing a virtual vision board. But I really enjoyed it because it became my background to my wallpaper on my cell phone, wallpaper on my laptop. And as you can see here, I was able to reach a few of these goals, which was really nice. I became a published author in 2021, which was a goal of mine for like 10 years. So it was just really a milestone year for me. Another thing was, just being able to get more integrated in the whole Lisbon life here. So I was able to get a press card. So now I'm more official as a journalist here. But those are just two goals that I really was focused on in 2021. I was able to reach them. We're going to do the same sort of thing for 2022 and focus on how we can really reach our goals, help each other. We'll be doing check-ins to see how we're progressing. So I'm really excited about this year, and hopefully you guys can all join us again.
And I'm going to quickly share y'all my vision board for last year.
Oh, God.
Yes. This is my vision board for last year, and I am excited. I have knocked out some things on this, so I'm...
What specific things then have you knocked out?
Don't do it. Not important. That is for the wind down.
So yeah, extra juicy digital vision board. So get ready, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to bring up the mistress of ceremonies, Julie. Julie is a super, super remarkable individual. She's been, she was quiet on social media, but now she's coming out here and she's going to tell the people how to get your goals in order. The interesting thing about Julie is she's incredibly intelligent. She worked for a lot of startups. And with startups, you got to make that money when you get in that venture capital. And so they have to have a series of goals and they have to meet those in order to get the next phase of funding. And if it wasn't for Julie and a lot of these startups that you do know about, they would have fell apart. Some actually did. So when she left. So bringing Julie on. Julie, it is on you, love.
Awesome. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Here we go. There we go. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you guys are. Sin, that was a great intro. I should just have you be my hype woman everywhere I go. So like Sin and Margot said, we are hosting an event on January 16th. I will be leading the effective goal setting for creating the life you want session. I'm super, super excited about it. Just a little bit of background about myself. I am an L&D consultant, that is learning and development consultant. Like Cinnamon said, I've worked for quite a few startups as well as quite a few well-established companies, building out teams, coaching teams on reaching their goals, building out development plans, and doing all of the things in kind of the development and personal development space. And that's why I'm so, so excited that we're going to be hosting this event on the 16th. I'm just going to give you guys a short little teaser about what we will be working on in terms of the effective goal setting session. Like Margot said, her and Cinnamon will be doing a vision board party. The great thing about that is visions and vision boards really help you get grounded on the life you want, envisioning yourself in your day-to-day and what that'll look like in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. But then after that, you really have to create steps in place and goals so that you can reach that vision. So during the goal setting session, we're going to be going over 5 main areas. The first one being benefits of goal setting, the next one being determining goal readiness, then formula, mindset, and systems. Obviously, benefits of goal setting, off the top of your head, you probably already can think of some, but we'll be going into the statistics around goal setting and how goal setting helps you achieve your goals way more than not goal setting. If you can think about going on like a road trip somewhere, you can reach your destination just by following the signs, on the freeway, on the road. But if you have turn-by-turn directions, you'll get there a lot faster. Then we'll be going over determining your goal readiness. So where are you in your goal setting journey? Are you a beginner, intermediate, advanced, or expert? It's so, so important to understand where you are in your goal setting journey so that you're not creating goals that are not aligned with where you are in your life. A lot of people get in the habit of creating goals that are not where they should be in terms of what their expertise level is. So for example, you haven't done any type of goal setting before. You start doing goal setting and you think, I'm going to write down 10 or 15 really audacious goals that I think I can meet, when that's probably not where you should be beginning. So we'll go over how to assess where you are there. And whether you should be setting single goals or multiple goals. Then we'll be talking about the formula of goal setting, which is, yes, that vision part, the goal setting part, and then the systems that you need to put in place. We'll also be talking about how to write goals. This is the easiest part of goal setting, whereas, the other parts, the mindset, the systems, are a little bit more about internal work that you need to do with yourself. But for example, a lot of people write goals like, I want to take a solo trip, instead of being really specific and saying, I want to travel to Tulum, Mexico for 5 days by myself for the purpose of relaxation by X date. So we'll be going over how to write goals effectively. We'll be going over mindset. So authenticity and happiness balance, ensuring that the goals that you're working on are really what you want to be up to and not what your parents want you to be up to or what your partner wants you to be up to, but really what are aligned with your purpose and where you want to be in life. And then the systems, putting in the work. That is really the hardest part of goal setting. It's the small things that you do every single day that help with the bigger outcome. So we'll be talking about what those systems should look like depending on the goal, how to be consistent, and then how to review your goals on a regular basis so that you can achieve them. All right, Sin.
All right. So do we have any questions for the people who are here right now? Bring them to you. If you do have a question, I think there's enough people that you don't even have to add a queue. If you have any questions that you have in regards to setting up the life you want for 2022, talk to us while we're here. But basically what we want to do is make sure that everyone, you don't have to move abroad. Like, nobody's saying you got to move abroad. But if you do have particular goals, we want to make sure that you are putting the steps forward in order to get toward those goals. Like, again, we had a whole world situation. And if your goal was just to relax and watch Netflix, I'm sure that's what you did. And now 2 years have gone by, and you want to make sure that your life is going to be enriched purposefully this year coming up. And like I said, for most of us who've moved out of the country, we wired a little different, which could be good or bad, but definitely driven in the process. So a variety of things of what we do, and what the common denominator from the women that lead a country is we hustle. So, but a lot of that comes from actually putting the steps together to make sure that happens. We have one question so far. How do you manage expectations when there's a sudden monkey wrench? Can you be a little bit more specific about the monkey wrench? Oh, that's an old question. Let's get rid of that. Can you be more specific about the monkey wrench? Because it really depends on what it is. Because if we're saying like a health scare, you need to sit down. Like, you need to take care of yourself. So it really just depends on what this sudden monkey wrench you're referring to, because depending on the severity of it, your body or your life may tell you to sit down somewhere. And if that's what you need to do, that's fine. But here's the thing, whether you write it, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have to write it down. Maybe you don't. I'm neurotic. I write a to-do list every single day. I try to do it at night so that when I wake up, I know what I'm about to do for tomorrow. But I accomplish a lot in one day just because I do that. So when you put this whole thing together, and guys, if you have not attended the brain dump that we did, I guess a week or two ago, we did it live on Zoom, and then we had some technical difficulties. And I did a version of it. Record it. It's on the channel. Check it out. Do your brain dump. Okay, like put the goals on the paper, because what we don't want at the event that this is the first time you looked at your goals. Okay, so write those down. Take everything that's in your head and put it on paper. So then when you come to the event, it's just a process of organizing it and making sure that you're putting the accurate steps together. So Julie made a really important statement that sometimes when people make goals, they're all over the place, or they're really, really huge, and you didn't consider the smaller steps you would have to take to complete it. Okay, and then you just set yourself up to be unhappy or it not work out, and then you just give up altogether. And that's not what we want intentionally for 2022. So we would love to see you at the event. Again, it's January 16th. The last day for the early bird registration is tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. Nope, not Eastern. European time. Okay, let me see. All right. So
I see she responded. She says, when the goal is not met within the time frame anticipated. So there's a couple of things here. Oh, sorry, Sin.
No, but you go first. No, go ahead.
There's a couple of things here. Creating a time frame for your goals helps keep you accountable to doing the work within that time. But when we talk about balance and ensuring that the goal is authentic to you, you want to make sure, did you not make the goal within the set time frame because it's not what you wanted to be up to? One. And if it was what you wanted to be up to, maybe it's just that your systems in place weren't what you needed to be doing to get to that goal. And it's okay that you aren't reaching goals within a certain time frame. Like, I make goals all the time that I don't reach by the time frame in which I had planned. But eventually, if it was a goal that I really wanted to be up to, I do achieve it. And so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how to style flex based off of when life throws you curveballs and things, especially like me as a parent. When I goal set, I have a lot of other factors that play into it, which is like I'm taking care of a whole human being on the side, and his needs and his priorities come before mine very often. So I might think, oh, I can achieve X, Y, and Z in this amount of time, but then I've got to deal with, his extracurriculars and things with him. So I do have to pivot. But if it is a goal that you want to be up to, there are certain things and certain levers you can pull to ensure that you do reach that goal. You just maybe need to extend that time frame out a little bit.
I think that's good. And then don't let that make you fall apart. Don't be so hard on yourself or so rigid that if your goals take a little bit longer, it's okay. Like no one's going to get hurt. But the thing is, you want to keep it in the front of your mind so that you don't forget. And you have so many things that are going to be auditioning for your time. Okay. And so if you're not conscious of the things that you want in your life, you'll look past, and a year and a 2 or 5 have gone. And so like I told you guys, like, I mean, 20 years had passed and I was doing the same thing. And it wasn't until I was like, look, I'm out of here. Like, let me get out of here. That changed things dramatically. So don't be so rigid that you stress yourself out. Okay. But that's also why I feel like the vision board is kind of important, because if you put it in a place that's kind of prominent, you just subconsciously end up saying, oh yeah, I got it. You know what I mean? So that's why I always thought the vision board. And now, for me, I like digital better, because I don't want to sit here and go through a whole bunch of magazines. The fact that I can just find something on the internet, the exact pictures I want. Yes, Lord. I can say the things I want to say, and it can be for me, and I created it the way that I wanted it to look. So I prefer actually the digital ones better than the newspaper ones, because if I don't have the paper or the magazine that I wanted, then now I gotta like limit what I wanted to put on there, and I don't want to do that. So consider it. We'll be using Canva like we did last year. You can use Canva, you can use PowerPoint, you can use Apple Keynote, you can use a variety of things. But again, the goal is we come together, we get these goals out. Now, what we want to add this year is just some accountability. We'll, bring it back up maybe 6 months from the event or whatever, and just sit down and talk, or we'll talk about the best way to do that, to stay engaged. Because I think sometimes when you are trying to accomplish your goals and you may not have the support system for these new goals you have. So for example, if you wanted to become, a doctor at 40, or a period, you would end up having to be around other people who want to be doctors. Your immediate circle or your immediate family may not be able to identify with that. So whether you want to move abroad, or whether you want to start a business, or you want to take that class you never taken, whatever it is, we just encourage you to go ahead and move forward. You do not want to look back and we had another year of a lockdown and not one skill was learned. We all gained some COVID weight. I get it. Like the COVID weight was, inevitable, especially when Margot's in the kitchen. I'm just now getting rid of mine. But we just want you guys
You're welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to head out. We just wanted to give you this tidbit of information. For those of you who have already registered, you'll be getting, let's try that sentence again. You will be getting a project planner coming into your email. So I will also, in a couple of minutes, create a tutorial. For those of you who have not used Canva before, the project planner is on Canva. You do not have to have a paid account with Canva. It's just something like a photo editing, video editing thing. So what I'm going to give you is the template so that you can write your projects down, any places you want to go, whatever. And then it's places where you can put your own pictures. Okay. So if you registered, give me a second to send that email out. You'll have that by the end of the day, I promise. My day, or when you wake up, if you in this state. You'll have it soon. So that
are there any more? Wait.
I don't think. One of the terms. Let me see. Oh yes, Sandra. What's that goal? Oops. Hold on. Let me get us on a different screen so we can actually see.
Yeah.
The information Sandra is dropping. Let me make this smaller. I can't. Why are you not wanting to work with me today? Okay, so that's really small. All right. So I have set a couple of 1 to 3 month goals. Yes! One of them is to step up my training. Another is to lose 25 pounds. Listen, I get it. And get an accountability buddy. Oh, don't forget, Sandra, also remind me, I need to introduce you to James, because I think you guys can have some really great synergy. Hey there, hon. So glad. And like I said, I'm going to send an email that's going to have your project workshop. And I will come on camera tomorrow and give you a tutorial for those of you who have not used Canva before. If you haven't used Canva, it's super easy. I'm going to do a tutorial and you're going to be like, oh my God, why wasn't I using this like any other time? So yeah, just wait for your email and I will get that. So if we don't have any questions, we're going to roll out. And okay. All right. No questions? Perfect. All right, guys, we look forward to seeing you on January 16th. I'll come on here. We got a couple things going on. So we still have a lose weight accountability buddy. I get that. We have Oberon Barnes, attorney, who is going to come on, if not this week, next week. And we are talking about estate planning. particularly when you leave the country. Okay, so if you have any dependents or you have any elderly parents, there's a series of things you might want to set up in case anything, God forbid, happens to you. Okay, so this is, sometimes we plan for when everything's great, but we're going to have to plan for when things may not be so great. So Oprah Barnes is going to come on, and I think that's the only thing we have coming up soon. Margot's going to end up doing a virtual cooking class. That will be in February. So that is about it.
Excited.
We look forward to seeing you, love. Sandra, I need one.
Awesome.
Yes. Okay, folks, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.